Dr. Evans, welcome back to the podcast. I want to start with a very simple question that I think so many of us wonder about. Is it possible that a small, healthy piece of fruit after dinner could be the reason we're not sleeping through the night?
Anya, it is not only possible, it is the tragic nightly reality for millions of people over 60 who are doing everything right and still suffering. They are following the advice of their doctors, their nutritionists, they are eating healthy, and they are unknowingly drinking a mild poison every single night before they go to bed.
A mild poison? Those are incredibly strong words, Dr. Evans. What do you mean by that?
I mean that after the age of 60, our bodies change. Our bladders become more sensitive, and certain healthy fruits, especially acidic ones, can create an environment in your urine that is so irritating, so inflammatory to the delicate lining of your bladder that it triggers a constant, frantic, emergency empty signal to your brain. You're not waking up because your bladder is full. You're waking up because your bladder is angry. And this nightly disruption, this chronic loss of deep sleep, is one of the most devastating, under-the-radar drivers of age-related decline. It is a slow poison for your health.
Okay, I think we all need to sit up and listen. You're hearing our expert guest today, urologist Dr. Evans, and that is our promise for this episode. We are going to expose these innocent-looking saboteurs in your fruit bowl. This is a crucial conversation. Dr. Evans is going to give us 2 critical lists, 5 fruits that can actually calm your bladder and help you sleep peacefully, and the 5 healthy fruits that could be the secret reason your nights are being destroyed. This isn't just about comfort. This is about protecting your long-term health. Dr. Evans, you left us with a pretty stark warning. This idea that we could be unknowingly irritating our bodies with healthy food is a huge aha moment. So let's pivot to the solution. You've promised us a list of fruits that can actually help. Let's build what you call the good list. Where do we start? What is the first fruit that is a friend to an aging bladder?
We start with the most humble, most trusted, and most gentle fruit in almost every kitchen around the world, the banana.
The simple banana. I think we take it for granted.
We do, and we shouldn't. From a urological perspective, the banana is a quiet superstar for 2 specific reasons. First, it is naturally very low in acid. It's one of the least acidic fruits there is. This means that when you eat it, it doesn't create that irritating acidic urine that we just talked about. It doesn't poke or provoke a sensitive bladder. For someone who is already waking up with that sense of urgency, a banana is like a soft, calming blanket. But the second reason is its high potassium content. Potassium is a crucial mineral for nerve and muscle function. In this context, it helps to relax the smooth muscles of the bladder wall, reducing those unnecessary spasms or contractions. It essentially helps your bladder to remain calm and patient when it's only slightly full, instead of sending those frantic, premature emergency signals to your brain.
So it's not irritating, and it's actively relaxing the muscle. That's a powerful combination. Is there a best time to eat it?
Yes, a small, ripe banana about an hour after dinner is a wonderful calming dessert that can set the stage for a peaceful night.
Okay, the humble banana is now at the top of my shopping list. What's the second fruit on our good list?
The second is another fruit we often underestimate. We think of it only for digestion, but its benefits are much broader. It is the beautiful, vibrant papaya.
Papaya. I'm sensing a theme of gentle, soft fruits here. You mentioned digestion. How does that connect to our bladder health at night?
The connection is profoundly important, and it's all about physical space. Our abdomen is a crowded neighborhood. Your intestines and your bladder are next-door neighbors. If your intestines are bloated, gassy, and struggling to digest a heavy meal, they will literally press against the bladder. I had a patient, an older gentleman, who swore he had a bladder problem. He was up 3 times a night, but after talking to him, I realized he was eating heavy, spicy meals late at night. The problem wasn't his bladder, it was the constant pressure from his bloated intestines, creating a false sense of urgency. The papaya is a miracle worker here. It contains a natural enzyme called papain, which is brilliant at helping to break down proteins and making your entire digestive process smoother and lighter. When your stomach and intestines are calm and clear, they stopped being a bad neighbor to your bladder.
So by calming the gut, you're calming the bladder. Happy stomach, quiet bladder. I love that. What is the final member of our calming trio for today?
The final one is perhaps the most gentle of all, the pear. Pears are wonderfully soft, sweet, and, like bananas, naturally very low in acid. They're one of the most bladder-friendly fruits on the planet. But they also contain a natural sugar alcohol called sorbitol. Sorbitol has a very gentle effect. It draws a little water into the intestine, which helps to ensure smooth and regular bowel movements. This addresses that same pressure issue we just talked about, but from a different angle. It helps to prevent the constipation that is so common as we age, which is another major cause of pressure on the bladder. So the combination of being low acid and supporting regularity makes the pear a true superstar for nighttime urinary health. A small, ripe pear in the late afternoon is a wonderful, calming dessert that can set the stage for a peaceful night.
Dr. Evans, this is wonderfully practical. So our calming trio to start with are bananas, papayas, and pears, all gentle, low acid, and supportive of our digestive system. But there are two more on your good list, and I have a feeling these come with some important conditions. I want to start with a fruit that I think will confuse everyone, a summer favorite, watermelon. My first thought, and I'm sure everyone listening is thinking the same thing, is, wait a minute, watermelon is almost all water. Isn't that just going to make me wake up more?
That is the perfect question, Anya. And the answer is a classic yes and no. You are absolutely right. If you eat a big bowl of watermelon at 9 o'clock at night, I can almost guarantee you will be up at midnight. The timing is everything with this fruit. But when eaten correctly, it is one of the most powerfully therapeutic fruits for urinary tract health.
Okay, you have to explain that paradox. How can it be both a problem and a solution?
The solution lies in a powerful antioxidant that gives watermelon its beautiful red color, lycopene. Lycopene is a well-researched, potent anti-inflammatory. It has been shown to be particularly effective at supporting prostate health in men and, for both genders, reducing irritation and inflammation in the wall of the bladder itself. So think of it this way. While the water content can be a short-term issue if timed wrong, the lycopene provides a long-term healing and calming benefit to the entire urinary system. You are trading a short-term diuretic effect for a long-term anti-inflammatory one. But we can be smart and get the benefit without the consequence.
And that's by controlling the timing.
Precisely. The golden rule for watermelon is that it is a daytime-only fruit. The key is to eat it in the first half of the day, ideally before 2 p.m. A small bowl about 150 to 200 grams is perfect. This gives your body hours to process the water, while allowing that wonderful lycopene to go to work calming your urinary tract long before you lie down to sleep. So yes, it is on the good list, but with a very important condition. It should never, ever be eaten after sunset.
That is a brilliant clarification. A daytime friend, not a nighttime one. Okay, what is the final fruit on our good list?
The final one is a humble fruit that often grows quietly in people's own backyards, but it holds a powerful secret for bladder health. It is the guava.
Guava. Now, I know it's famous for being incredibly high in vitamin C, but we've just spent this time talking about how acidic fruits can be irritating. Isn't that a contradiction?
And that is the guava's secret power. You are right, it is packed with vitamin C, which is fantastic for your immune system and for fighting inflammation in the urinary tract. But unlike citrus fruits like oranges or lemons, guava has significantly lower levels of citric acid. It gives you the anti-inflammatory benefit of vitamin C without the irritating acidic downside. It's the best of both worlds for a sensitive aging bladder. I had a patient, a retired school teacher, who shared a wonderful story with me. She was waking up 2 to 3 times a night and was feeling a mild burning sensation when she urinated. Her doctor found no infection. On a hunch, she started a new habit. She would eat one medium-sized, slightly firm guava every day at 4 p.m., about 3 hours before her dinner. Within a couple of weeks, she told me she was sleeping for 6 straight hours again, and that irritating sensation was gone. That one small, timed habit gave her back her uninterrupted sleep.
That is a beautiful story, and it highlights that timing again. She ate it in the mid-afternoon, not right before bed.
Exactly. Mid-afternoon is the perfect time. And her story also highlights that the fruit should be slightly firm, not overly ripe and sugary. And importantly, it should not be combined with milk, as is a tradition in some cultures, which can cause digestive issues. Natural is best.
So there we have it. 5 simple, powerful, and gentle fruits. Banana, papaya, pear, watermelon before 2 p.m., and guava. It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound medicine isn't in a pill bottle. It's sitting right there in our fruit bowl waiting to be chosen wisely.
Dr. Evans, that good list is so empowering. You've given us a toolkit of fruits that are not just safe, but actively calming and supportive for our bladder. But now we have to turn to the other side of the coin, the part of the conversation that might be even more important. I see so many patients who carry habits from their younger years, believing they are still healthy, and one of the most common is enjoying fruit after dinner. It feels light, it feels virtuous, but you're here to tell us that for many seniors, especially those of us over 60, this habit may be the very thing that is quietly destroying our sleep. Let's start building the bad list, the fruits to avoid, especially after sunset.
That's exactly right, Anya. This is not about demonizing these fruits. They are all healthy, wonderful foods. This is purely a conversation about timing. What is a healthy choice at 10 a.m. can become a significant bladder irritant at 10 p.m. And we have to start with the most common culprits, the ones people reach for thinking they are doing something good for their body. Let's talk about the acidic duo, oranges and other citrus fruits like Mosambie or sweet lime.
This is a huge one. A glass of fresh orange juice after dinner, especially in warmer climates, is a deeply ingrained ritual for so many people. It feels refreshing and full of vitamin C.
It does, and that's the trap. But what we don't feel is what's happening on a chemical level. These fruits are, by their very nature, rich in citric acid. While that acid is perfectly harmless for a young, healthy bladder, for an aging bladder that is already more sensitive, it's like gently poking a sunburn. It acts as a direct irritant to the delicate bladder lining. This irritation does 2 things. First, it can create a mild burning sensation, but more importantly, it triggers a panic signal. The bladder feels irritated and tells the brain, "Get this acidic substance out of here, now." This creates a powerful, false sense of urgency, forcing you to get up and urinate long before your bladder is actually full. I had a patient in Hyderabad who was drinking a glass of orange juice at 8 p.m. every night, thinking its vitamins would help him. Instead, he started waking up 3, even 4 times a night, always with that frantic, urgent feeling. As soon as he moved his juice to lunchtime, his nights became peaceful again.
So the simple rule is the acid irritates the bladder panics, and it wakes you up. That is crystal clear. Okay, what's the next fruit on our list of nighttime troublemakers?
The next one wears a tropical smile. It is the pineapple. Juicy, sweet, a favorite in fruit salads, but beneath that sweetness lies a powerful enzyme that can be a problem at night. That enzyme is called bromelain.
Bromelain. I know it's hailed as a great digestive aid because it helps break down proteins.
And that is true, but at night, when your entire digestive system is supposed to be slowing down and entering a state of rest, that stimulation can be a problem. Bromelain can make your intestines more active than they should be while you're lying down. This movement and activity can create mild pressure on the nearby organs, the bladder being the closest neighbor. This physical pressure can lead to that same false urgency, making you feel the need to pass urine even when your bladder is barely half full. I had a patient in Hyderabad who was drinking a glass of orange juice at 8 p.m. every night, thinking its vitamins would help him. Instead, he started waking up 3, even 4 times a night, always with that frantic, urgent feeling. As soon as he moved his juice to lunchtime, his nights became peaceful again.
So the simple rule is the acid irritates the bladder panics, and it wakes you up. That is crystal clear. Okay, what's the next fruit on our list of nighttime troublemakers?
The next one wears a tropical smile. It is the pineapple. Juicy, sweet, a favorite in fruit salads, but beneath that sweetness lies a powerful enzyme that can be a problem at night. That enzyme is called bromelain.
Bromelain. I know it's hailed as a great digestive aid because it helps break down proteins.
And that is true, but at night, when your entire digestive system is supposed to be slowing down and entering a state of rest, that stimulation can be a problem. Bromelain can make your intestines more active than they should be while you're lying down. This movement and activity can create mild pressure on the nearby organs, the bladder being the closest neighbor. This physical pressure can lead to that same false urgency, making you feel the need to pass urine even when your bladder is barely half full. I had a patient in Chennai who started eating pineapple slices after dinner to help with her constipation. And it worked. Her bowels did move better. But she traded one problem for another. She started waking up around midnight every night with an intense need to urinate. We realized that the pineapple was stimulating her gut, which was then physically pressing on her bladder. We simply switched her to a small slice of ripe papaya instead. It gave her the gentle digestive support she needed without the overstimulation. It was a simple swap that solved the problem.
Dr. Evans, this is so illuminating. So far on our bad list for nighttime eating, we have acidic citrus fruits and the overly stimulating pineapple. It's all about avoiding irritation and overactivation of the systems around the bladder. Let's continue. What is the next innocent-looking fruit that can be a hidden troublemaker at night?
The next one is a fruit that many people, especially in Indian households, keep in the fridge for a light, cool evening snack. They seem so harmless because they're small and sweet. We're talking about grapes.
Grapes. Okay, they don't seem acidic or particularly stimulating. What is the hidden mechanism here?
The issue with grapes at night is twofold: fermentation and digestion. First, grapes have a high natural sugar content. When you eat them late at night, especially on a full stomach when your digestion is slowing down, those sugars can begin to ferment slightly in your gut. This fermentation process produces gas, which leads to that uncomfortable feeling of bloating and pressure in the lower abdomen. Like we discussed with papaya, your abdomen is a crowded neighborhood. When you have that gas and pressure building up in your intestines, where does it push? It pushes directly against your bladder. I had a patient, a retired teacher, who loved eating a small bowl of black grapes while watching TV before bed. He came to me complaining of bloating and restlessness at night, and that he was getting up 2 or 3 times to urinate. He thought he had a bladder problem, but what he really had was a gas problem. The pressure from the fermentation was creating a constant false signal of bladderfulness.
That is a connection I would have never made. You mentioned a second issue with grapes?
Yes, and it's about their skins. The skins of grapes are slightly tough and can be harder to digest, especially for an older adult with a more sluggish gut. Those undigested skins can produce even more gas and contribute to a sense of heaviness, further exacerbating the pressure problem. My advice is simple. Enjoy grapes in the morning or early afternoon. If you absolutely must have them in the evening, consider peeling them, but the best course is to simply choose a more gut-friendly fruit at night.
So it's all about that internal pressure. Okay, we have one final fruit, or rather a fruit we treat as a vegetable on our bad list.
That's right. The final one is a staple in almost every cuisine around the world. Used in almost every savory dish, it is the tomato.
The tomato? I can't imagine cooking without them. You're not going to tell us to stop eating them entirely, are you?
No, absolutely not. This is purely about the form and the timing. The problem is with raw tomatoes, especially when eaten in large quantities in a salad at night. Cooked tomatoes in a curry or a sauce are perfectly fine because the cooking process breaks down the problematic compound.
The compound in raw tomatoes that can be an issue for a sensitive bladder is called oxalic acid. For some individuals, oxalic acid can increase the formation of tiny, microscopic crystals in the urine. These crystals, while not dangerous like a kidney stone, are sharp. They can act like tiny pieces of sand, gently irritating the delicate walls of the bladder. And what does an irritated bladder do? It panics. It sends that urgent, empty me now signal to the brain. I had an elderly couple from Ahmedabad who came to me with the same complaint. They were both waking up multiple times a night. They were doing everything right. No juice, no spicy food. After going through their food diary, we found the one constant. Every single night, they shared a large, beautiful tomato and onion salad with their dinner. It was their tradition. We made one change. I asked them to swap the raw tomato salad for steamed green beans or boiled carrots. Within a week, they were both sleeping better. The irritation was gone.
So the rule is, enjoy your tomatoes, but make sure they're cooked in your evening meals. Avoid the raw ones in salads or slices at night.
Exactly. It is a simple, powerful shift that protects your bladder without forcing you to give up a food you love.
Dr. Evans, this has been an incredibly clarifying conversation. You've taught us that for those of us over 60, health isn't just about what you eat, but so critically about when you eat. So let's leave our listeners with a final, simple summary. What are the golden rules for eating fruit to ensure a peaceful night's sleep?
It comes down to 3 simple rules of timing, Anya. First, the 5 p.m. rule. Any watery, juicy, or acidic fruits like oranges, watermelon, or pineapple should be enjoyed before 5 p.m. Second, the 2-hour rule. Calming, low-acid fruits like bananas or papayas are fine in the evening, but give your body at least a 2-hour window between eating them and going to bed. And third, the never-together rule. Don't eat fruit with or immediately after your main dinner. Let your body digest your meal first.
Simple, memorable, and powerful. Thank you for these incredible insights and for sharing your wisdom with us today. And to our wonderful community, now it's your turn. We'd love to hear from you. What is the one small shift you're going to try with your fruit timing after hearing this conversation? Please share your commitment in the comments below. Your story could be the inspiration someone else needs. If you found this conversation helpful, please show your support by giving us a like, and be sure to subscribe to the Essential Health Podcast so you never miss these vital conversations. Until next time, may your nights be quiet and your sleep be deep.